Hey guys, welcome back to the Octagon channel. As always, we'll be bringing you the biggest news from the fight world. Tune in and enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with all the latest. And here we are.
And here we go.
Josh Emmett had already seen his devastating knockout of Bryce Mitchell seemingly hundreds of times, but the stunning finish found new life in recent months. Back in January, Mitchell landed in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons after he debuted his new podcast and decided that was the right time to reveal he was a Nazi sympathizer by defending Adolf Hitler and denying the Holocaust happened. His comments exploded, with UFC CEO Dana White slamming Mitchell and calling him literally one of the dumbest human beings. As much as White was disgusted by Mitchell's opinion, he added he wouldn't actually discipline the fighter, but instead said, "For all of you that hate Bryce Mitchell, you get to see him hopefully get his ass whooped on global television." That's when Emmett's UFC 296 one-punch demolition that separated Mitchell from his consciousness went viral again.
Yeah, no, and I saw that he was like trending, and of course I see all that stuff when he goes on podcasts and things. It's like people are tagging me, "Josh, you did this to him." But like I've always said, Mitchell is, the interactions that I've had with the guy, and I just saw him again in Vegas because I was out there last week. He's been nothing but respectful to me. He's like, I treat people how they treat me. He's treated me really well. I treat him well. But I do believe, like, obviously with some of the things that he said, I'm like, he just has to be careful because he has what he says, because he has such a big platform.
While he never directly apologized for his comments, Mitchell eventually conceded that Hitler did a lot of evil things and said a lot of people died in the Holocaust, and that's a fact. It certainly doesn't absolve Mitchell for what he said previously, and Emmett knew his former opponent might not ever live down the humiliation from the comments he made, which is why that knockout suddenly became relevant again.
I want to let y'all know that I'm so happy with Josh Emmett. Right after he knocked me out, he could have followed up with the hammer fist and it probably would have killed me. He didn't even follow up with anything. He was just happy with his knockout and he walked away. And I'm so gracious for that. I will forever remember that. Thank you for not hitting me extra, Josh.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Demetrious Johnson sees a tough road ahead for Ilia Topuria. Topuria, the UFC featherweight champion, is set to make a move up to 155 pounds shortly, with a plan to challenge lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. Recently, Topuria claimed officials have promised him an immediate title shot, though nothing has been announced by the promotion for Topuria nor Makhachev's next bouts. In an interview with Submission Radio, Johnson shared his opinion on how the 155-pound title picture could shake out with Makhachev, also having the option to chase a second title of his own, depending on how the May 10th UFC 315 main event between welterweight champion Belal Muhammad, a friend and training partner of Makhachev's, and Jack Della Maddalena goes.
You know what? I would wait. I'll put Islam Makhachev on ice and see what happens in this 170-pound division with Jack Mandela versus Belal Muhammad. If Jack is able to get past Belal Muhammad, I think you give Islam Makhachev the opportunity to go up to be a double champ. I know Dana White said he doesn't want to have to do this again, but when you look at the 155-pound division, Islam has pretty much cleared that out, and he's waiting for a new contender. You have the fight against Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan. You also have the newcomer Ilia Topuria. So I would like to see Islam get the opportunity to fight for that 130-pound belt. Let's say Belal Muhammad keeps it, beats Jack Mandela. Then I think you have to do, you can do the rematch between Charles versus Islam and have Arman Tsarukyan fight Ilia Topuria. You also still have Dustin Poirier there. You have Max Holloway's there now. You have Paddy Pimblett.
La Leyenda has often touted his grappling skills as well, and Johnson, who has trained with Makhachev's team, was asked if Topuria could outwork Makhachev on the mat if it came down to it.
We haven't really seen Ilia off his back or submitting people left to right, but I know he's a very good wrestler. He has some good grappling. We haven't seen Ilia fight anybody off put people on their back, pass their guard. I mean, he does pass guard, but he tends to go about his fights by knocking people out, right? And I believe that's what he's going to try to do when he fights Islam, where Islam has proven his time and time again of submitting the best of the best black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu who've submitted other people in the division. So I think that is not going to be the route that Ilia Topuria goes when he fights Islam Makhachev. But, you never know. We'll have to wait and see when those guys link up, to see what route Ilia Topuria takes to try to beat Islam Makhachev.
Chama!
Should current plans come to fruition, UFC middleweight contender Paula Costa will bring to an end a one-year layoff at this year's edition of International Fight Week. Costa went last year after returning to action for the first time since a 2022 win over Luke Rockhold. After playing his part in a memorable 3-round battle with Robert Whittaker, Bora Chin-ha figured in the opposite versus Sean Strickland. While he also lost via the scorecards to the American former champ, their 5-round affair at UFC 302 last June was widely criticized and branded lackluster. In the aftermath, Costa vowed to return to the all-out aggression that he formerly displayed inside the Octagon, and a recent report suggests he'll have the chance to do so on June 28th. According to Benny P., an Australian insider who has frequently broken news regarding the likes of Jack Della Maddalena and Robert Whittaker, a clash between Costa and the #15 ranked Roman Kopylov is in the works for UFC 317. Kopylov opened his account for 2025 by stopping Chris Curtis with a last-second head kick at the Apex in January. Having previously outpointed Cesar Almeida, the Russian has now won 2 straight since Anthony Hernandez handed him his only loss across the past 7 fights. There are currently no confirmed fights for UFC 317 on June 28th, but with it set to mark the conclusion of International Fight Week this year, a stacked lineup is expected to take shape. Jared Gooden has announced his retirement. The 34-fight veteran shared the news to social media Monday, putting an end to a 10-year fighting career that included 2 UFC stints. Gooden, 31, decided to hang up the gloves following a loss to Muhammad Ali at a Shogun Fights event in Hanover, MD, this past Saturday.
What's up, guys? I want to let you guys know that I want to thank you all for everybody reaching out to me, everybody commenting and everything. Keep my spirits up. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I want to take this time to let everybody know that my time has come. I'm walking away from the sport. Thank you to everybody who's helped me along my journey to get me where I have been in life and everything. But man, to be honest with you guys, man, I just don't have the love and passion I have for it anymore like I used to when I was younger, man. And again, to be honest with you guys, I keep everything pretty private. Man, me and this amazing woman brought a beautiful baby girl into this world, and my focus is on her now. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna hang up my gloves for now, man, and can't wait to let you guys know what I'm gonna do next in life. Thank you guys, everybody. Thank you to everybody for everything you did for me. Man, I can't say it enough. Hope you guys stay easy, guys.
Conor McGregor is nearly 4 years removed from his last appearance in the UFC, and his latest comments make it appear that his fighting days might really be over. Appearing at a recent BKFC event in Florida, the former 2-division UFC champion confirmed that he passed on a comeback fight opportunity while turning his attention to running for the presidency in his home nation of Ireland. McGregor also added, "I'm happy with what I've done," which sounds more like a farewell speech than one hinting at an eventual return to action. While these latest comments seem to hint at McGregor being done with fighting, UFC legend Matt Brown says this is something the Irish superstar actually teased when he first became a household name, and now he's just living up to those promises.
Bro, he told us, probably 10 years ago what he was going to do. Do you remember him talking about it? Saying, oh, yeah. I'm going to come in, I'm going to take over, I'm going to make money, and I'm going to get the fuck out. He said something along the lines, this game is brutal and you don't want to be in it too long. He told us however many, 8, 10 years ago. I mean, when did he debut in the UFC? 15, 14?
Yeah, I was going to say, it was 12, 13, right around that time. So, around that time.
Yeah, right around then. He literally told us, and he has done it. And Yeah, this is not like surprising at all, right? He's just finally actually, he loves being in the news, right? And he loves staying relevant and putting his 2 cents into everything. And he's kept his voice out there, and we've all paid attention. And we're still talking about it, and he's done a good job of that. Good job playing the media. I told you before, he's done. And I think he's just confirming what we kind of already knew.
I completely agree.
Nina.
Zack Snyder, known for his work directing major Hollywood movies, is now stepping into the world of mixed martial arts. According to The Hollywood Reporter, he's teamed up with the UFC to create a film called Brawler, which promises to deliver intense, realistic fight scenes that will likely surpass the action seen in his superhero movies. Brawler will tell the story of a young fighter who rises from the tough streets of Los Angeles, aiming for a UFC championship. However, the fighter must also confront his personal struggles as he seeks redemption. This project marks the UFC's latest effort to bring its sport to the big screen, following its successful immersive event at the Sphere in Las Vegas, where the promotion used a massive LED screen for a live sporting event. Snyder, along with his wife and producing partner Deborah Snyder and Wesley Collar, will produce Brawler through their company, Stone Quarry. Turki Alalshik and Craig Borsari, the UFC's chief content officer, will serve as executive producers on the film.
No!